Air raid sirens force residents in Kyiv to seek shelter as another night of Russian strikes begin.
Ukrainian shelter in metro stations as the battle for Kyiv rages above them. Many are scared and nervous, while some are confident in their army's strength. At least 150,000 Ukrainians have fled to neighbouring countries according to the UN Refugee Agency, including Poland, Slovakia, Moldova, Romania and Hungary. French Marines intercept a Russian ship suspected of violating sanctions as Western leaders pledge to send more military equipment to Ukraine.
After 3 days of fighting, Russian troops have yet to seize a major city, but they're closing in on Kyiv. On Saturday night, air raid sirens forced residents in the capital to seek shelter as another night of airstrikes beckoned. Meanwhile, Moscow has made claims that it's offered to negotiate with Ukraine. Yesterday, after the announcement of the Kyiv regime about the readiness for talks, active fighting stopped. After the Ukrainian side rejected the negotiation process, today all units were given orders to develop the advance from all directions in accordance with the operations plans. Ukraine's former president has urged Europe and the West to step up its military assistance. NATO has ruled out joining the war, saying Ukraine is not a member of the bloc.
And a significant number of the Russian tanks who were destroyed during the last 72 hours is because of your assistance. Please increase your assistance. Please, we need the protection armored jacket. We need the helmet. We need the anti-tank. We need anti-aircraft. We just need to increase our defensive capability to stop the crazy aggressor in Europe.
Russian ground forces have pressed deep into Ukraine from the north, east and south, but intelligence sources say not as quickly as had been expected. And they suggest that the intensity of Ukraine's resistance has probably surprised Moscow. As Russian troops push towards the centre of the city, some residents have taken shelter in Kyiv's metro stations. For now they're safe, but no one knows what may happen in the next few days. One family's scared enough that they now want to go to Poland.
Our feelings, we are angry, we are scared, we are nervous, and we don't know what to do because it's our home, it's our city, it's our country, but we should go to save our lives, and it's devastating, you know.
But while some are leaving or planning to, others say they have confidence in their military.
It really feels really safe here. There's a lot of people, families, acquaintances, friends. But I don't know, we have a long time to wait, and I hope that it's gonna be okay. We still believe in our forces. We still believe that it's gonna end up into something we hope good.
Ukrainians are desperate for the rest of Europe to help them militarily, but neither the EU nor any European state is offering to fight Russia.
We begging European community for help us. You should to ban Russia from SWIFT. We think you should help us with NATO force, and we want to you help us to close the sky.
The everyday lives people had only days ago are now gone, and no one knows when they'll return.
A new curfew has been established this Saturday from 5 p.m. I was able to move away 2 to 3 meters from my hotel, but this curfew will be valid until Monday morning, and anyone seen walking in the city from Sunday will be considered a saboteur. So, the atmosphere in the city is totally at a standstill. Everything is deserted, but well before 5 p.m. Stores, restaurants, bars, kiosks, everything is closed, except for a few stores that remain open so people can stock up. By the way, the only people you see on the streets of Kiev, in the city centre, around Maidan Square, are people carrying plastic bags, full of stuff, full of basic necessities. The noose is tightening around the city of Kyiv. Residents woke up to the terrible news that a residential building was bombed this morning, killing 2 people. They were reportedly burned alive while asleep, and 6 more people were injured. To give you a taste of the atmosphere, a new hotline has been set up by the authorities for people to call who are looking for their loved ones and need to know if they're dead or alive, or if they've been taken prisoner. So the level of concern is extreme, of course. We are expecting an invasion of the capital any hour, at any moment. That's the level of fear and anger too, against Russia and in particular against Vladimir Putin, of course, but also against the international community, of which all who spoke to me said the measures and sanctions that have been taken are too late and it's not enough. More needs to be done. And they all implored, I can't find better words, implored the international community and especially the European Union to act. To act more, act faster and stronger against Putin's regime. To prevent a catastrophe, which they all say does not only concern Ukraine, but concerns all of Europe, and even more so the whole world.
Valérie Goria de Kiev. Euronews.
At least 150,000 people have now fled the war in Ukraine, according to the UNHCR. They've gone to places like here in Slovakia and this crossing in Moldova. Poland, Hungary and Romania have also received substantial numbers. The terrors of war inflicted on civilians who least deserve it.
At the Ukraine-Romania border in the northern part of Romania, we have seen only in the past couple of hours hundreds of refugees entering Romania, either by car or by their own feet, carrying their own luggage. Many women with children, but also men. And by the moment they enter into Romania, they are greeted, they are welcomed, because everybody here is asking, do you need anything? Do you need help? Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? May we offer you accommodation or transportations? Because here at the border, there are hundreds of volunteers, representatives of the authorities or maybe NGOs. Everybody is offering something and usually it's for free for the refugees. So maybe for the first time here in Romania, they smile. But the refugees have a few options, like they can ask for asylum here in Romania. They can decide for their own if to stay tonight or a couple of nights in our country, or usually most of them just continue their way. They are going to countries like Poland, like Italy or Germany, so here is just a place where they can take a breath and continue their way. From the Romanian authorities, we are informed in the past 24 hours, some 14 to 15,000 of Ukrainian citizens have entered into our country. And just for a better image, the distance between us, the distance between the Ukraine-Romania border and Kiev is only 500 kilometers. Claudiu Popa, Euronews Romania.
Sanctions on Russia may already be starting to bite as French Marines intercept a cargo ship sailing under the Russian flag. The 130-metre ship was heading to St. Petersburg from Normandy. Customs officials are determining whether the vessel is linked to Russian financial interests and therefore in breach of sanctions. And in the EU, leaders are starting to increase military support to Kyiv. Germany has reversed a long-standing policy of not sending arms to conflict zones, a massive move due to the size of its weapons industry. Berlin has authorized the Netherlands to deliver 400 German-made anti-tank vehicles to Ukraine. The Czech Republic will also send arms worth around 7.6 million euros to Kyiv. And in the sporting world, Poland refuses to play its Football World Cup playoff game against Russia, saying no more words, time to act. Sweden has now also said it won't play the nation in any potential game. In 2018, Russia hosted the World Cup for the first time. Just 4 years later, it seems increasingly isolated on the sporting stage.